I must say that in my opinion and in most of the experts' opinion, curve adjustment layer is the most powerful tool or most powerful arrangement of Photoshop. Okay, let's jump into the world of Photoshop. So before start anything, it's my habit that I must first duplicate the layer on which I am working. So what's the keyboard shortcut of duplicating layer? Control plus J. Control plus J. Well, you can duplicate on otherwise, that select the layer and right click on it, duplicate layer, as simple as that. So on this new layer, this this is for safety, so that the changes you are making can't affect on your original image. Okay, that's it. There's no rocket science in it, and there's no relation with this curve. So curve adjustment. Here I have the adjustment icons in this panel. If you don't see it in there, you can just click here in Windows. Make sure the adjustment layer is checked in. The right click or the tick beside it shows that this is here. Okay, so and otherwise you can create an adjustment layer by clicking this small arrow here and here curves. Just click it and here it appears. This is the properties panel of this photo. So let's zoom in a little bit. What's the keyboard shortcut of zoom in and zoom out? Zoom in, control plus sign, that is mathematical plus sign, and zoom out, control plus minus sign. Okay, so in this histogram, this is called histogram, there are squares. There are 16 squares, 1 2 3 4, and this is 16 square. And this is the diagonal line. So these four square indicates the highlight area of the image, and these four squares indicates the shadow area of this image. The highlight area means more bright area, and the shadow area means less bright area. So here just left click on it and you can create a point, and you can drag this point upward. It makes the photo brighter, and you can drag this downward. It makes the photo darker. Yes, as simple as that. So now this is the basic funda of curves adjustment layer, but I am reminding you that this is the most powerful tool. Well, now just think, when we go out with our camera and shoot something, landscape or something else, then we have the sky portion is much more bright than the foreground, and sometimes I feel that if the sky is less bright, I can pop the cloud and I can pop the sunset colors on the cloud. I feel something like that. So you can do it in Photoshop. Just take a point in the highlight area, that means these 4 squares, mind it. Just click a point here and just drag it downward. What is this doing? This is making the highlight portion darker, and you see the diagonal line here for this reason becomes a curved line, so it is affecting the shadow area also. Yes, that's why the shadow is also becoming darker. So you can click a point and make it brighter. As simple as that. The other features of the curve, this is the brightening the image or darkening the image. Let's make another curve adjustment here. Now the specific color feature of curve adjustment here. Here you can see there's a panel, it's showing RGB, that means red, green and blue. Here is a drop down menu, it's different color options, red, green and blue. These are 3 channels. Just click on the red, it's the red. What is this denotes? You can make the whole image more red, you can draw it down and drag it down to less red in that image, but it's not natural, I guess. What do you think? It's not natural. Then we have some options here. Just we can increase the red amount or red pixels in the highlight area. So what's your highlight area? This is, and just drag it upwards, so the just little bit, so the highlight portion is more red. But as you know, the shadow is fine. Just it, highlight becomes some red. I don't know you guys are able to watch this in your YouTube video or not, but it's clear here. Just do it yourself and you can find it clearly. And now it was, I'm telling you, this is my image, and you can download this in the description, the link is below there. This was the golden hour of sunset. So in the golden hour, if you shoot, the sky is more vibrant with yellow, orange and red colors. So by increasing red, we are increasing red. But what about the orange color? And what makes orange? Orange is equal to red plus yellow. So we need to increase some yellow. Okay, we have the panel, but where is the yellow? It's red, green and blue. Now a very vital point, please keep in mind, or you can take screenshot of this. This is, what's the opposite color? Red. The opposite color of red is cyan. The opposite color of green is magenta, and opposite color of blue is yellow. That is RGB. This is CMY. Just keep it in mind. So we need to increase yellow. What's the opposite of yellow? That is blue. Here it is your blue channel, and in the highlight portion make a point and drag it down to make it yellowish, and make here a point and make it some warmer. Okay, just see, this is the before, this is the after. A huge yellow point, yellow pixels is there, and with the red pixels this is absolute orange. So now I am taking another curve adjustment layer. I want some green pixels in this foreground area. So what should you do? Just take the green channel and make a point here and drag it upward to make it green. And in highlight portion, let's fix it as we don't want green pixels in highlighting. Well, that's it. This is the before, this is the after. What do you learn here? By curves, we can make a whole image brighter or whole image darker, or we can color grade our image in some highlight portion and in some shadow portion individually by using our curve adjustment layer. Now shifting towards our second sample, this one I have clicked at sunrise hour. This photo looks dull, you know. So we have to create a punch on it. We have the curve adjustment layer. So before working on it, just duplicate the layer, Ctrl J, and make a curve adjustment layer. So now I want some more highlight in this image because the image is very much dark, but I want shadows not to rise much. Okay, so how is the curve looking? The diagonal line is looking and like an S. This S makes the contrast higher. That means the difference between the highlight and shadow is much more than before. Just look at it. So now, as this was a sunrise hour, we need some yellow tint. And how did we get the yellow tint in this previous sample? Just select the blue channel, take the highlight point lower, not too much, like this, and shadow like this. That's fine. And not only the yellow, we need some blue tint too in the highlight, and that's it. Not the shadow. Yeah, you can play around with the green also, because what's the opposite of green? It's RGB CMY. That means what's the opposite of G? It's M. That means magenta. That's it. A simple curve adjustment layer makes too much punch on this image. If you zoom it in, just look, this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Make another curve adjustment and make the highlight more brighter and the shadow as it is or more darker. Just like that. Look, this is the before, this is the after. Before, after. It makes too much punch in this image. At first, the subject is not clear. Okay? And here, after post processing, a little bit, just a little touch in the curve adjustment layer is making too much punch on it. Well, now some important points of this curve adjustment layer dialog box. Here, now I am going to my previous sample. Here, it is a hand tool. Hand tool, till now, we are making the image brighter or darker or color grade or whatever it is by clicking a point, by creating a point and clicking it ups and downs in the graph, in the histogram. But now there is the hand tool. Selecting this tool, you can create a point and just double click on it and drag it down to make it darker, drag it upward to make it brighter. Just simple like that. Let's brighten this foreground image. Just simple. No, it's not right. Just make the cloud more dark and make this highlight point brighter. This is the before, this is the after. And take the gray channel. You want to make more green pixels in this foreground area as it is a field. So click a point and drag it upward. You can drag it downward, whatever you want to, just play around it. This is it. Another, these are two parameters, or these are two important values in this curve or curve adjustment layer. What is this? Just take the RGB channel or make a new curve adjustment layer so that this is vertical. Sorry, this is diagonal. This is the input and this is output. This is the input bar, the horizontal one, and this is the output bar, the vertical one. Just make a point here at the middle. And what's it? Just look, input is 128. What is the input value? This one. This is 128. And the output value? This is the output value, this one, 128. Now, just drag the point vertically downward. Now look at the input value. We have moved the point from there, here to here. The input value is 128. Obviously, as this is also this point and this is also this point. The corresponding point of these 2 points are this 120. But the output was here 128. Now here it is 105 because the point has moved from here to here. And what's the corresponding value of this? This this is the output value. We have moved the input value from here to here. So what's the input value? The point or the value which we want to modify or which we want to change. We have changed the input value 128 to output 105. That's it. Now I'm going to the end of this video, and a very important point before we finish. Sorry, it's not an important point, it's two important point actually, to be specific. So never ever make this line like a mountain during post processing. Mountain means this and this like structure. Never ever make this horizontal line like this type of mountain structure, because it makes the whole post processing a joke, literally a joke. Well, this is the first point, and the next point is never make this line flat. Flat means just you are decreasing the highlight and increasing the shadow, and this portion is flat. As this portion is flat, you are losing details in this portion. So avoid this flat portion. Well, there's another way to understand this. This is the brightest point, as I have told. Make this on the middle line. Okay, make this on the middle line, and this is the darkest point. Also make this on the middle line. So it is now horizontal one. The diagonal line is now horizontal one, and look at the picture. It's absolutely 50% gray. That means at this point you are losing all the details. So the more the flat position, you are losing all the details. So make this and make this. So this is for today. Look, Photoshop is like an ocean, okay, and these tools and these adjustment layers are drops of it. So I hope this video will help you to find some details about curve adjustment layer, and if it's helpful to you, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.